Hey friends, Pastor Bill Walden here with Build Up the Church. God bless you. This is a devotional for February the 16th, 2024. This is from Mark chapter 1, looking at verse 16 and 17. And in the Gospel of Mark, Mark starts out kind of with the ministry of Jesus. He doesn't really talk about his incarnation or the announcement of the birth like some of the other Gospels do, like Matthew and Luke do. But he kind of starts right in where Jesus is starting his ministry. And we read here about Jesus calling his first 4 disciples to himself. It says in Mark chapter 1, verse 16, as he walked by the Sea of Galilee, he saw Simon and Andrew, his brother, casting a net into the sea, for they were fishermen. And he's talking about the Sea of Galilee, a freshwater lake there. And he said to them, follow me, and I will make you become fishers of men. And they immediately left their nets and followed him. And when he'd gone a little farther, there he saw James, the son of Zebedee, and John, his brother, who also were in the boat mending their nets. And immediately he called them, and they left their father Zebedee in the boat with the hired servants and went after him. So we see Jesus calling his first 4 disciples, and disciples were learners. They would kind of spend as much time as possible with their rabbi, the Jewish word for teacher. And so these men would travel with Jesus for 3.5 years, and they would just see him do miracles. They would hear his teaching. They would hear him pray. They would see him stand up against those who were trying to destroy Jesus. They would see him deal with his opposition. They would see him encourage people towards faith. And they would see Jesus just in all the aspects of his service unto God the Father. Point that I want to make out is Jesus would hand off this ministry to them. He would send them out on some missions. He anointed them and gifted them and empowered them to go out and preach the good news of the gospel to the Israeli people. They had power to cast out demons and heal the sick and even raise the dead. And they went out on these missions. And indeed, they were becoming fishers of men. Jesus said, follow me and I'll make you to be fishers of men. And previously they were fishers of fish. But they would be, as some have said, they would be catching men alive. The point that I want to make out in this is this. Very, very simple. Not easy, but very simple. Jesus said, follow me. He didn't say, follow me and make yourself into something. He said, follow me and I'll make you into something. What did they have to do? They had to leave behind their previous life. And their previous life wasn't a bad life. They were gainfully employed. They worked for their father, James and John did. And so they had a good life. You know, they had a productive, honorable life. But in order to become something more than what they were, they needed to leave it behind, and they needed to follow Jesus. Wherever he would go, whatever he would face, whatever he would inspire them to do, they would have to trust him. They would have to believe in him. They would have to receive from him. They would have to hand their lives over to Jesus. And he made them to become fishers of men, to be catching men alive. And so this is really, you know, a strong and a great and a wonderful model for any one of us who are following Jesus. We may look around and see people that are seemingly doing great things, and we wonder if we could ever do those great things, or is it in us? Do we have it in us? And do we have enough faith? Are we good enough? What do we have to do to change ourselves? Dear brother and dear sister, follow Jesus. Just simply follow Jesus. When he says to do something, just do it. Follow him in his word. Speak to him in prayer. Step out in faith. Follow Jesus. And he will make you to be what he has designed you to be. We read in the book of Ephesians, for we are his workmanship, created in Christ Jesus to do good works. So, dear brother, dear sister, it might not always be easy, but it's not complicated. Follow Jesus and watch what he does with your life. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.